It's 10 o'clock, so I'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. This is a regular Commissioners Court meeting, County of Starr, Monday, January 22nd. Let the record show that we do have quorum, everyone being present. And I'd like to welcome everyone and thank you all for being here. If everyone would please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item, we have our claims. Sam, are they in order?
Yes, Judge, but especially in short, you only want to wait until.
I move that we approve the claims presented, Your Honor.
Second motion.
Moved in second. Discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 4 is the vendors list. I think we only have 3 new ones. Is there a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Second, Your Honor.
Moved in second to approve. Discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 5 is cleaning house, and this is just to transfer monies from countywide to road and bridge. Is there a motion?
I so move, Your Honor.
Second.
Moved in second. Discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 6 is an action item, and this is to approve the refund of parcel 72767, granted exempt status 2617. Ms. Salinas?
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. This refund is for the hospital. The hospital paid these taxes before we received the adjustment to grant exempt status. Therefore, the adjustment was made, the refund was created.
So this is just to refund the hospital?
Yes, because they paid before, they
Yes.
purchased the building
Oh, yeah.
in Roma that
Dr.
belonged
Musset?
to Dr. Musset.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Motion to approve, Your Honor.
Second.
Moved in second. Discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. We'll go ahead and skip items 7, 8, and 9, because those are Mr. Carter until he comes in. Anyone here from our DA's office? Okay. Anyhow, item 10 is an action item, and is to approve the lease between Roma ISD and the 229 District Attorney's Office for property on 1334 4th Street in Roma to use as a child advocacy center. I think this has been done in the past, so
I move that we approve the lease.
I second, Your Honor.
moved in second. Discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 11 is action item to transfer overseeing duties of courthouse security to Sheriff Fuentes. Commissioner?
Yes, Your Honor, Fermin is, he's out of town right now, but I guess we got the chief and the captain here. Are you all in agreement to take over the courthouse security?
Yes.
Fermin spoke to you.
We spoke to the sheriff and he agreed.
Your Honor, I move that we approve the overseeing duties
Second motion.
transfer to the sheriff department.
Moved in second. Discussion.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm just gonna make a suggestion because I talked to the county attorney, and the advice that was given to this commissioner court before was not correct. The person responsible to oversee this, you were right, it was the sheriff's department.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty clear that is the way the
Well,
statute
I'll
reads.
just make sure, make it clear known that the advice that was given to us by Mr. Escobar was misled, and that the responsible party for that is the sheriff's office.
I'm not doing it because of this, Your Honor. I'm doing it because Fermin doesn't need that duty. He's got his own little prison over there to take care of. And the sheriff department's got more resources. Whether it was legal or not, or the advice was bad or not, I'm not doing it because of that. I'm doing it because Fermin asked me to do it, and they're in agreement to take over. So my motion is on the floor.
Second motion.
It's been moved in second, and Yeah, and with all due respect to Mr. Escobar, you know, we all make mistakes, and, you know, I guess he might have some other reason for deciding the way he did. Anyhow, all in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Items 12 through 16 are budget amendments.
I also move, Your Honor.
I second, Your Honor.
To 17 also.
To 17.
Through 17, okay, and they're in order, sir?
Yes.
And I have a motion, Commissioner Saxon, second, Commissioner Peña. Discussion? All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 18 is an action item, and this is to approve a donation in the amount of $1,000 from EcoSite to Starr County.
Move to pass the donation.
Second, Your Honor.
Moved in second. Discussion?
Whatever donation that they get, we should deduct it from their budget, Your Honor?
I don't think
Balance
so.
everything out? No? Okay.
All in favor, please, aye.
I agree with
Opposed?
you, Commissioner.
Motion carries. I could use some fuel. Item 19 is an action item, and this is to authorize contract with Nueces County Juvenile Center to house underage individual. Anyone here from the county attorney's office? I think this is pretty standard. We have contracts with different agencies to house our juveniles, you know, when we don't have space or special needs are needed.
Your Honor, and on this deal, remember we had, for quite a while, there was a bill pending a long time ago, but people in San Antonio regarding this.
Mhm.
Is this included here, or any
No.
arrangement has been done?
No, that bill from San Antonio, Mr. Canales was working on it to see what we could negotiate, and apparently that negotiation has never been finalized, but they're still taking our juveniles.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I also want to approve,
I second, Your Honor.
Moved in second, and really, before I call for the vote, it really wasn't for juveniles, it was for mental health cases, yeah. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 20 is to approve the amended election day site from the old City Hall to Basilio Villarreal Municipal Park. John?
You have any questions on that?
It's a better
It's a bigger place and a bigger room.
location.
And a better
I
look.
move to approve, Your Honor.
Second motion to approve.
Moved in second to approve. Discussion?
Like I said, John, it's a better location. Hopefully in the future you find a little bit closer to Las Lomas, to be fair to those people. The voters from Las Lomas have been jumping back and forth. Some of those people don't even know where to vote because they've been jumping them all over the place. That place is better than old City Hall.
it's been second?
Second.
Yes. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Yes, sir.
Motion carries. Y'all wanna go back to Mr. Carter's, or y'all wanna go ahead and finish out? It's up to y'all. Okay, item 21 is to approve the notice of election for the March primary, John?
You should all have the notice of election in front of you all. It would say the 10 election day sites where we're gonna have conducting our elections, and the usual 4 sites of early voting, and the 2 additional sites that Mr. Commissioner Garza requested.
I also move, Your Honor.
This would be for 6?
For 6 sites, correct.
We had talked about 4.
Yeah, it was 4, and Mr. Commissioner Garza requested 2 additional sites that are already being approved in the 2016 primary, so.
But right now, 4 have been approved.
No. This is to approve the sites.
No, this is just to approve, none have been
Yes.
approved.
I second the motion, Your Honor.
Okay, I have a motion, a second, to approve 6 sites. Discussion? You know, under discussion, I want to go on record that I oppose that. One being the lack of funds. We just had a public hearing on, last week, where department heads were scrutinized. I wasn't there, but I saw it. For every nickel that they were asking for, and now we're gonna spend tens of thousands of dollars for additional sites. I just cannot see that.
Why were they open in 2016, Judge?
I don't know, but but I'm talking about now. We have a financial issue. Hopefully we'll be out of it, but we're still not out of it.
Your Honor, that is paid by the Democratic Party, it's not the county, correct?
Only the election days are,
Not the
election
Early vote, we
is,
pay them.
early
Well,
voting,
I
the
pay
county
early
pays,
vote.
yes.
Well, I'm gonna, tell on that, Judge, I think they're trying to deprive the voters of La Victoria not to vote and make them come all the way down to El Cenizo. And these election sites were approved 2016 last time, this election, to try to have advantage, or they thought they had an advantage of winning the tax collector's office and the DA's office. It didn't happen, so now they know that the numbers didn't come up, so they're not willing to open up that site, but it's just trying to deprive the voters of La Victoria in those areas. It's not financial issues.
You know, Commissioner, this is about the third time you use that argument that we tried to deprive people from voting. On the contrary, we try and encourage everyone to go vote. However, you know, we represent the county, not a specific area. And if Salineño can come all the way to vote to Roma, San Isidro can come all the way to vote in Rio Grande, and on, I think, you know, we can travel 5 miles, 7 miles to go vote. I don't think that's an issue.
My question remains, why was it open in the first place in
Right.
2016?
I-
Are we gonna open and close as to, for our benefit? Because now me toca a mí correr, now when does it stop?
That's right.
Well-
That's right. That's the issue.
We've done things in the past that we changed our minds later. This particular one, it's a financial issue that we have. That's my opinion. But I do have a motion and a second.
Yes, sir.
And I'll call for the vote.
I oppose, Your Honor.
I oppose.
Okay, and I oppose, so I guess it dies for,
Well, for the information of the media, I think you should be aware, make sure that the people out in the community of La Victoria, La Grubia, are making it difficult for them to come and vote. Do you think to this gentleman here?
well, and I also want to tell the media that this is not the case, and I think they know it. These are just central sites that we have. We cannot have a voting poll at every community. Unfortunately, no one in the state of
We
Texas,
voted
no
on,
one
I
in the
think we ought,
country.
Commissioner Garza, I think we ought to order, let's
But-
move on.
No,
Let's
I
move
think
on.
make the people know that
Okay,
they open it
I guess
to the advantage
I'll entertain a
2016.
motion to approve the 4 sites.
Four sites. I make a motion to approve 4 sites, Your Honor, and 1 based on each county commissioner.
Moved in second for the 4 sites. Discussion? All in favor, please, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Okay, 3-2 vote. Motion carries. Moving on, item 22 is an action item, and this is to contract with the Democratic Party for the March primary. John?
I think you all should have a copy of the contract with John. It's the same contract we always do with the Democratic Party.
Okay, have all the issues about them paying, I remember one time, there was one area that had not paid, all that has been paid?
Yeah, yes, sir. Everything's in order.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve?
I second, Your Honor.
Moved in second, discussion? All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Let's go back to item 7, Mr. Carter. And this is action to address the loan payment for Lone Star due on January 31st.
Yes, Judge, well, I simply wanted to make the suggestion that we prioritize getting this loan payment done over any other budget amendments that might be requested. Obviously, I think
Yeah,
the
and
loan
I-
payment has to be our first priority.
Yeah, and I agree, Mr. Carter, you know, that this has to be paid upfront, and then amendments can be done as you see fit, and this money continues to come in. But that's my,
We do have the money to pay it in full, Mr. Carter.
We have the cash, yes, the county has sufficient cash.
Okay.
I guess what you need, Mr. Carter, is a budget amendment to amend the 2.1 something to 2.5, is that correct? Okay, I guess we could have a special meeting for that if you need it, for the budget amendment, that item only, and then we can go ahead and pay that. Would that work?
Yes, sir, as long as we get it done by the end of the month.
Okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I guess we could call a meeting for Friday if it's convenient to all the commissioners, Friday, 10 o'clock, and that'd be that one item.
Mr. Carter,
Anyone have an issue with that? Yeah, of course, we know that.
Mr. Carter, well, there's some choice about the, Lone Star Bank said that we have to pay in full. It's not that the note has to be paid. Right. But in the near future, there's no money left to continue operating to finish the year out, right?
It's hard to predict, but I do feel that yes, later toward the end of the fiscal year, the county is likely to run short of cash. And that's one of the reasons that this loan needs to be paid in full now. Not only is it required according to the terms of the contract, but we need to maintain our good standing, our good credit standing with the bank in order to be able to come back later and they'll give us the service that we need. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna need to, we'll need some money later in the year to finish up.
But that's what I'm saying.
But
We're gonna be still under. We are short on to finish the year, right?
I think that is more speculation. Mr. Carter and I haven't been able to get together. He was out all of last week. But there's monies that will be coming in. Again, it's like this one. We just don't know when it'll come in, but it should be coming in this year. Our tax collector has done an exceptional job as far as collecting taxes. There's adjustments that will be done by the appraisal district to the tune of over $250,000. The jail, I don't see, there it is, Captain, has been doing extremely well. So I'm not going to say that we won't need anything at the end, but I seriously doubt that we will. But we'll see. We'll see. To address that question right now, it's unfair for Mr. Carter because he doesn't have a crystal ball and he doesn't know.
We'll be okay, Mr. Carter, we'll be
We're
okay.
just gonna stick to the budget, okay?
Yes, sir.
We're gonna stick to the budget regardless.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But they
Okay.
need a table.
So yeah, I guess on that one, we can table it and we'll call a meeting for Friday at 10 o'clock in the morning to amend the budget.
The treasurer's got to address the court, Judge?
I'm sorry?
I would like to address the board.
Mhm.
There's a couple of elements here in what you need in cash. Contrary to popular belief, we did not receive a $1.7 million settlement. We received $140,000 only. And
those.
and if I may finish,
Those numbers.
if I may finish, Judge.
No. Those numbers
If
are
I may
not to be
finish.
said publicly. That was part of the agreement that we had with Duke Energy. Someone let it out.
If I
And
may
it was in the
say,
paper, but we cannot be disclosing those things.
the disclosure was 1.7 million on Facebook. That's the number that's on
But
Facebook
that's
on your
not-
page.
That's not the settlement.
Settlement is
Those were tax
140,000.
revenues.
That's all we have received on the treasury, and
Those
that's
were
public
tax
information.
revenues that we received for 16 and 17 from Duke. That was back payment due to the lawsuit that we had. That's why they hadn't paid our taxes.
No, that's not
Yes, sir.
2016, it's 2017.
Ms. Alena,
And-
what years were they, the tax payment that they made us? And 16, they already had paid or what?
Yes.
Okay, so
That's-
nomás 2017.
nomás eso, es lo único que
That's all we have
the
received.
140.
Every-
Those monies are already in the budget.
And
the
part
one
of
we
it was
received.
for the school
Is
and
it correct,
everything.
Ms.
Fake
Alina?
news.
But
Fake news.
I'm just giving you the numbers that are.
That the only money came in, it was 2017.
Tax payment for 2017.
Payment was 2017.
for the
How
FY
much-
'18
How much was
budget,
it, Ms. Salinas?
And 1.7 as
okay? Then from there on, we're gonna pay our other entities that we also owe them.
Yeah.
So we're looking at what, a 1.2, 1.3 more or less after we pay everybody?
1.2.
1.2, 1.3, and we already had some for the Lone Star National Bank that we had set aside.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so we'll probably be okay.
But
Mr.
those
Peña, you may
numbers are
continue.
already in the budget. That's the FY fiscal year 18 budget. Those numbers are already budgeted. It's not like new money. It's the same, the only new money you got was 140,000. But the other element that I want to make you aware is that the budget calls for borrowing 1 million. And if we don't borrow the 1 million, then you're gonna have to cut deeper into the budget by 1 million. There is now a possibility.
We understand that,
Okay.
Mayor, we understand that. The important thing is that we took the shovel away from some departments, they can't dig no more.
That's correct.
We understand what you're saying, we don't need to hear it,
Okay,
but we took the shovel away, they can't dig no more.
okay.
They can't dig us in the hole no more.
Just to make you aware that if you're gonna cut the budget from somewhere, you still have the problem that you have the food consumption at the county jail, that they need additional 300,000 in food, and they need 85,000 in utilities. So that's almost 400,000 that you need. So then you have to cut to, you have 2.1 million in the budget to pay the note, and you're gonna need an additional 400,000 to pay Lone Star National Bank. What I recommend to the court, once again, is to hurry up and call the state and get approval for the $1 million loan. And that way you only pay the 1.5 million and you have a $1 million loan, and then you're gonna be okay. Thank you.
Okay, that item was tabled and we'll go on. Item 8 is an action item is to adopt 2018 resolution for indigent defense formula grant. Mr. Carter?
Yes, sir, this is a renewal of an existing grant that has become available from the Texas Indigent Defense Commission. They're simply proposing that the commissioners, they need a resolution asked by Commissioners Court to apply for the grant.
I move that we approve the resolution.
I second, Your Honor.
Moved and second, discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 9 is an action item, and is to solicit bids for auditing services for the countywide, the gas, and the bridge. Mr. Carter?
Yes, sir, it's time to, my staff and I are working very hard to prepare the September 30th, 2017 financial statements to give to our auditors. So we need to start the process of hiring an auditor.
Okay. You know, we have talked over the last few years about changing out the auditor, the auditor, and certainly not to talk bad about the auditors that we have. I think they've done a great job. But it's just recommended that we change auditors every so many years, and we haven't done it in 10 years.
It's
so I don't know.
recommending according to the seminars that we have attended, that we should change auditors every 3 years.
So, yeah.
That's recommended by TAC.
So maybe we should go out and solicit bids for,
Well, I thought it was,
Yeah.
take action to solicit bids right there.
Don't make a motion.
I think it should be placed on, see what's out there.
is there a motion to approve?
Motion
I
to
also
approve.
move.
Okay.
Moved in second, discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 23 is an action item. Oh, I'm sorry. It is, anyone else that needs to come before the court? If not, it is 10:25, and pursuant to section 551.074, we will now move into executive session for the purpose of discussing order of salaries. Thank you all very much. It's 10:45, and we're back in open session. What have you had with the order of salaries?
Your Honor, I also move to approve the order of service with the exception of the raises on the tax collector's office.
Second motion.
Moved in second, discussion. All in favor, please, aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Is there there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn, Your Honor. Second.
Moved in second, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen.